All right, folks, welcome to our Healthy Holiday Challenge. The goal of this challenge is both to help everyone, lose body fat, but also do it in a way that is not going to kill you by doing so over the holidays. And about every year, I've been in this business for like 14 years now, and I see people just fall off during the holidays and try to restart in January, and it's just a mess. So the purpose of this challenge is to show you that you can still be healthy, still have great food, go to parties, do everything that you need to do over the holidays and still make progress. All right. And that's our goal, and to give you kind of the nuts and bolts of that in this presentation so you know what's going on when we hit the ground running on Monday, November 4th. And one of the things that we'll talk about in this presentation is the idea of willpower. I always hear people talk about, I just need more willpower. I just need to be able to do more and focus more. And I'm here to tell you that willpower is crap. You make progress by putting yourself in situations that kind of give you the accountability necessary to succeed. And that's the point of this whole challenge. And as you can see here, fat loss is definitely possible over the holidays if you work hard. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of our challenge, what I want you to realize is that the problems that we're going to tackle in this holiday challenge are the problems that you deal with all year. They're just magnified during the holidays because we have more stuff to do. So willpower being number one. And I'm here to tell you, willpower is like motivation. It's something that goes up and down, and there's really a finite amount of it. Notice that it's much easier to, at least for me, it's much easier to say no to that donut or cookie in the morning before my stressful day occurs than at the end of the day. All right. And I hear things all the time, like people say, I fell off after I had a bad day, or I just need to do better, or this week got the better of me. Okay. And none of those things are a solution. But the reality is, if we just put ourselves in better situations, we never have to access willpower. Willpower is kind of like a backup that we only use when we absolutely need it. And that's done just through logistics we'll talk about. The other thing that I am personally guilty of giving people is just way too much. All right. So if I've ever given you macros and you're thinking to yourself, the hell do I track macros? And you're now you have all these numbers that you have to hit, and you have these logs that you have to keep, or you're in ketosis, you're doing the ketogenic diet, and you're worrying like, oh my God, I just ate that, that ketogenic muffin. But wait, they use real flour. Like, am I still in ketosis? But what happens if I can't find it in my fitness pal? And it becomes information overload after a while. So for me, the goal is just to make this as simple as possible for you to have success and buy-in. And so the question is your problem a nutritional problem or is it a logistical problem? So nutritional problem would be a slow metabolism, overeating, eating bad stuff, and a lack of physical activity. And you could say, at the holidays, we're more likely to eat bad stuff. Fair enough. But at the same time, those are in one or two off meals. That's not weeks of doing so. Thanksgiving dinner's one meal. Okay. Maybe several if if you're having leftovers, but it's not several weeks, right? And that's really the amount of time it takes for us to really screw our nutrition up. Whereas logistical problems are something that we deal with all the time. It's information overload, like we talked about. It's a lack of time, it's a lack of support, it's a lack of accountability. And so those are the things that through our challenge we're going to address, not just now, but going into 2020 to set you up and give you these foundational things that you can use to have success, as you go into the new year, but really for your life as well. So these are the three key habits that we are going to focus our challenge on over the next 6 weeks. All right, and they're all revolving around eating in such a way as to optimize your metabolism. And when you do have to eat, foods that are going to be good and tasty and everything else, which you're more, I encourage because I will be doing that. Just doing them in a way that makes sense for your body. Okay, and none of these things are going to overwhelm you or put you out by any means. All we want you to do is do the best that you can and report back to us. That's the other thing. The accountability aspect of this is going to be massive because it just makes you think a little bit more about what you're doing. And really the mindfulness piece of this is something that is valuable at any time of year. So expanding upon that, we have what we call our anytime plate. Okay, and so this is the optimum situation when we're talking about putting together any particular meal that is not post or pre-exercise. And this is something as well that encapsulates our habits. The first thing that we want to think about when we're putting together our plate for fat loss would be, what is my protein? All right, protein helps our bodies to burn a little bit more calories than they would normally, or just, with other food compositions. So the first thing that we choose is, any kind of protein. And really, it's hard to go wrong here. I have these things on the screen, but you can literally almost choose anything. Our second choice would be getting some sort of a veggie in, okay? And that would be about a palm-sized portion of protein, one palm size for women, two palm sizes for men, and then just a fist-sized portion of veggies. All right. After that, if you do want carbs, feel free to do that. But by having these two things first, chances are you're going to be relatively full, and you're going to want to minimize those things anyway. So that would be our goal there. By the same token, this is our post-exercise plate. All right. So again, we still have a large portion of protein, but then we would want to look at like a starchy carb of some kind. So oats, rice, potatoes, pasta. This is where we want to get our carbs in. All right. And let's say you're going to a party and you're like, oh man, I can't hit a workout beforehand. Pro tip: even if you do a workout that day, you're still going to get a similar effect. That's why we're including some challenge workouts, some 10-minute circuits for you to do to keep your metabolism high, that I'll talk a little bit more about as we move on here. So moving on to the challenge details themselves, this is a 6-week challenge that lasts from Monday, November 4th through Sunday, December 15th. It's a team competition in which you, the individual, receives 4 possible points per week for participating in weekly challenges. Now, this is a team challenge, which means that we combine your points with your teammates' points for the final tally each week. The winning team receives $250, whereas the second place team wins 2 free Smoothie King gift cards for 2 weeks of free smoothies. And as far as the things that we're working on go throughout our challenge, the things that we receive points for, they revolve around our nutrition habits. So number 1 is sticking to our weekly habit for 5 out of 7 days a week. For those of you that are not training with us, we are going to utilize a platform called Trainerize for all of our stuff. And that is an app that you're going to download on your phone. We'll create a profile for you. All of your workouts as well as your habits are going to be in Trainerize. You're going to be able to see your habit, and you're also going to be able to check into it like a workout. All right. So in order to get your points, we want you checking into your workout. It'll be scheduled on a daily basis. It'll populate. You'll get an email that says, do your habit. So once you do the habit, you simply check in as if you're checking into a workout. All right. And that's 5 out of 7 days. So for number 2, to get your second point, we log exercises in 3 workouts per week. All right. For those of you that, those of you that are working out with us, that's going to involve our strength training, logging just our weights and our main lifts, as well as some conditioning stuff, and just saving that information in Trainerize for the 3 days that you're here, or if you're not here 3 days, doing one separate workout on your own. And if you're not working out with us, this can also be done remotely at your gym or at your home. Number 3 is performing our daily 10-minute challenge workout 5 out of 7 days. Okay, and that's just a 10-minute workout that we created that is quick. It is interval based. It's cardio based. It's something that will elevate your metabolism and really kick things off. And the last thing is that on a weekly basis, at the beginning of each week, we're going to send you a short article on a nutrition topic that kind of supports the habit that we're working on. All right. If you answer a short question that we include in your Trainerize on Fridays, you receive your 4th point. Teams will also be given the opportunity to earn an additional point via special weekly challenges that we're going to post in our challenge group. So in order to get started, the first thing to do is to pay via the PayPal link we include with our email. The money that we pay in is going to go into the pot to fund our $250 prize that is going to be awarded to our winning team. Secondly, we're going to fill out our program questionnaire that is also included with your welcome email to identify your teammate as well as your team name. I want you to check your Trainerize for all of your workouts as well as your habits and your circuits on a weekly basis. All right, this is how we get our points. Everything is going to be scheduled for you on the day that you need to do it. All you do is check in. We tally the points on a weekly basis, and we come up with a winner in the end. If you are not working out with us currently, you will receive an email that says Welcome to Fitness Rehab, in which you will be prompted to download the app that we talked about, Trainerize, as well as, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you cannot make it to the gym, you can check into your workouts and perform them at your gym or your home. And as with regard to the article, you're going to be emailed that separately and texted it on a weekly basis. I believe that's going to be on Sunday or Monday. The last thing to talk about is our fitness rehab community group on Facebook. This is completely optional. This is, if you don't have Facebook, don't worry about this. But by the same token, if you do, make sure to turn your notifications on, because this is going to let us know that this is going to inform you of when we post. And on a daily basis, we're going to be posting challenge workouts, recipes, and every week we'll post an extra way that you can earn a point to get your team ahead. So most importantly, stay in touch with your teammate and stay in touch with our group. The more we can offer support and share support with one another, the more we will all benefit. So please feel free to email us with any further questions. We will happy to answer them during our sessions or via email or whatnot. But we look forward to getting started with the challenge on Monday, November 4th, and prepare for success.